Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today is the New Hampshire primary here in the United States. Will Donald Trump win the primary for the GOP? Will Nikki Haley, etc., etc.? I couldn't tell you. But we are now seeing disinformation thanks to artificial intelligence. Now, interestingly enough, this one's not online, but because New Hampshire is the first primary in basically the U.S. election, and for the record, Iowa is a caucus, not a primary, although they kind of interchange. This is what we're talking about here. Now, this is coming from PBS, and here's what's going on. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office basically this past Monday said yesterday that they are investigating reports of an apparent robocall that was essentially using artificial intelligence to mimic President Joe Biden's voice and basically discourage voters in the state of New Hampshire from essentially going to the polls today for the primary election. Now, Attorney General John Formella said that the recorded message, which was sent to multiple voters on Sunday 2 days ago, appears to be an illegal attempt to disrupt and suppress voting. He said voters, quote, should disregard the contents of this message entirely. Now, if you don't know what happened, a recorded call reviewed by the Associated Press essentially generated a voice similar to President Biden's and employed his oft-used phrase, "What a bunch of malarkey." Now, it tells the listener, if you got this call, to, quote, save your vote for the November election. And I continue to quote, voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again. Your vote makes a difference in November, not this Tuesday, end quote. Now, this is what we are essentially talking about here. And this might be a minor example, but think about who this targets. When you have these robocall lists, oftentimes it's still landlines, which tend to be those in the older generation. And what do the older generation do? They trust. And maybe they are Donald Trump supporters, maybe they're not. Maybe they're Haley, maybe they're not. Maybe they're Biden, maybe they're not. We don't know who did this. I'm not casting dispersions. But the point is that artificial intelligence is so good that essentially somebody is going to think, oh my God, this is an official message from the President of the United States telling me to stay home. And there might be a subset of people that do that. You combine this with all of the information we're going to see slamming the internet on who won or who did what or et cetera, or simply false information as the primary progresses and starts to pick up steam, we are going to be in for trouble. So basically, one of the very first primaries, the first primary, forgetting the Iowa caucus, because it's a caucus, not a primary, we're already seeing this kind of thing. So I'm going to keep basically an eye on this. I'll keep reporting back, but understand as you're going to the polls in your primary, and I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, whatever, understand disinformation is out there. It's very important to verify yourself. And if you are an active voter, please make sure you go vote in your primary, in the election, whoever. I don't care who you're voting for. Just vote. It's our right and it's our duty. So by virtue of that, make sure you're doing that. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where you get no disinformation, but the reporting of it. Same with YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.